Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to episode 4 of Bood's Subscriber League. As always, thanks for joining me. You know it's appreciated. I love you long time. Make sure you do all the good stuff. If you're feeling generous, a thumbs up, a comment, become a patron. Make sure you check the description if you want to download any of the save files from the end of each season or start from the beginning with or without the transfer bans and all that good stuff. And maybe you want to try and be the manager of Subtopia. Now, we've got loads in this episode. We've got the World Club Cup, we've got the UEFA Super Cup, and of course League, the Cup, and any European adventures some of these clubs may go on. We've also got a shock manager sacking. I was in shock when I saw this. I could not believe it. I'll be completely honest with you. But first, let's just see how Subtopia are doing. You probably can tell in their World Cup European qualifying section, Group C. They're dominating it. They're in a group with Sweden, Bosnia, Cyprus, Latvia, and Gibraltar, Greenhouse Gibraltar. And they've played 4 and won 4. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they do at a World Cup, because they'll have Brendan Rodgers as the manager, who has been confirmed as being Celtic manager. Now, I think this is where we ended the last episode, and I thought to myself, oh, I wonder what's going on with the Club World Championship, and luckily I've caught it in time for the semi-finals, and we've got 3 Subtopian teams in the semis. The Vikings are going to be going up against the biggest club in the world, in my opinion. I know I'm a Man United fan and we always say we are, but it's Real Madrid. I do like a bit of Real Madrid. I've got a Real Madrid top, you may have seen it. And then in the other, it's Dynamo versus the Cowboys. Just in case, this is the quarters. I'm not going to go any further back than this, but the Vikings knocked out PSG. Dynamo knocked out Liverpool, I like them even more now. And the Cowboys, yeehaw, knocked out Man City. So, who's going to become world champions? Well, the Vikings have a chance because they've beaten the current world champions, Real Madrid, who've got a very good team. Look, they've got Saka on the right, but they did it 2-1 in the semis. There you go. Tarnation and Goodman getting the goals. In the other semi-final, the Dynamo have gotten their revenge for that Champions League defeat. That great game where Christian Peter tore it up, playing him in attacking midfield here, his original position. What are you doing? Did you not see the Champions League final? His stats, I mean, did he score 2, set one up? He was amazing. But the Dynamo have gotten their revenge and beaten him, booking their place in the World Club Championship final. Well, it was the Dynamo with their superstar Declan Bolton, who really tried to fight back in that Champions League final at the end of last year. Well, his 2 goals this time helped him win and become world champion. Zidane is becoming a bit of a legend at the Dynamo. Captain Page, he's got a Champions League now. He's got a World Club medal. Check him out. The Vikings didn't really show up, did they? But in a month's time, we're going to be moving on to the next head-to-head. The Strikers are the current holders of the Super Cup. Dynamo have won it in the past. This time, it's going to be the Cowboys versus the Diabolos. Who comes out on top on this one? Well, it was the Diabolos. They've beaten the Cowboys in the UEFA Super Cup. The Cowboys took the lead with Jamie Lee Johnston, but then Griffiths and Davis got those 2 goals. And where did they play Mr. Peter? Oh, he played up top, but he had a stinker. I mean, he's got a lot to live up to now, hasn't he, after that Champions League final? I mean, it was amazing. So that's 3 Subtopian winners of the Super Cup now. The Dynamo, the Strikers, and the Diabolos. I'm loving this domination of Europe. I think it's great. They're in different competitions, all different winners. Anyone could beat anyone, and that they're dominating the rest of Europe. I think it's a lot of fun. But I'm also hoping this is the episode where a dog has his day. And you know which dog I mean. The Pirate Dog. Because the team my character plays for is still the only team to have not won a trophy. Everyone else is stacking them up, or at least got one. Got something to look at when you go on a stadium tour. We haven't. And this year, they're predicted to be 5th. The Strikers are now the worst team, apparently, followed by the Owls. Diabolos at the top, followed by Dino. The Vikings have took a bit of a drop. As always, while we're here, let's have a look at predicted lineups. There's the Diabolos. There's the Dynamo. The Vikings. The Cowboys. Wages going up, aren't they? The Pirates. Houdini. Wow, I'm in it for a change. Inter. There we go. The Owls. And of course, last but not least, the Strikers. we're a few years into this, and I think anything like this, you start from scratch, it will always get better and grow over time. Now, I only made a first team for the national team, and they all played in the championship. You can see the kind of clubs they play for now. They're all the same level of player your players are, so then values are similar to what your players' value would be. And if it was an open market, they're the kind of teams that your player could possibly play for. With all the teams having great facilities, each year they're having youth intakes, so there's more and more good young players coming through. And I've started to notice some of them coming into the first team and playing the odd game. So, you know, it's growing and growing and growing. So this is the under-21s. Now, I've not mentioned this, and no one else has spotted it, I don't think. Maybe you have and just didn't really know what it was. But because it was a brand new league and it was just 8 teams, I wanted some other teams out there that could maybe create Subtopians for you if you played it, in case you needed them for your homegrown squad in Europe or so on. So I made 2 clubs. I made the Sub Boys and the North Subs. But they haven't got anywhere to play in Subtopia. So I want you to imagine, say Cardiff or Swansea. In the game, they're still based in Wales, but they play in an English league. So these are the same. These 2 clubs are still based in Subtopia, but they play in a foreign league. You've got the Sub Boys, who I gave Luis Enrique to as manager. They both play in the Subtopian Dome, I think, as well. This is the North Subs. I gave them Rafa Benitez. Why not? So yeah, they both play in Sub City. Just little academy clubs, really. They're now playing in top-level Belgian football. Now, also, I'll put this on my community tab, but I'm really enjoying this. I mean, views drop off. Always doing anything you do. But like I said at the start, I've not done this for that. It was a thank you to as many of you guys as possible to feel part of something. But it is a lot of fun, so I am going to expand it for FM24, and I'm going to do it very early in FM24. So when the new game drops, I'll put out a little introduction video again where you can all apply. You'll get randomly selected a club again, randomly selected a position. We'll go through it all, but you will have to apply. Like I've also said, my patrons will be a step higher in quality, and each team will have a spine of my patrons, so it's all even out. But I've already got to work, created a brand new city called Shadowfall City. They're going to be located in the centre of the country. As you know, Metropolis is in the north, Sub-City's in the south. And I've already made 4 teams. So there's going to be 4 new teams with what that'll make 88 extra spaces compared to this series. So you're going to have to keep your eye out for that when the game drops, because if you love this or you've missed out on it and you want to take part next time, you'll need to get in quick, I reckon. So then let's get jumping forward. I think that's everything I wanted to cover at the beginning. And let's see what happens by the halfway stage. Well, Didier has took a back step, because when you load it up, it'll tell you which jobs are insecure. And the only job that's insecure right now in Subtopia is the Inter job. I don't know what it is about that place, but it's a toughie. Maybe you want to try and take over Inter, see if you can change their fortunes. But I love this little league because they go out and play in Europe and they're fantastic, and this league isn't a reflection of what a team is like in Europe, is it? But we've got the Owls. I've got my Owls hat on today. I'm hoping it's going to bring me luck in a different way. You'll see soon. At the top of the league with 34 points. Dynamo in second, Vikings third, Strikers fourth, Pirates, where we always are, trying to get into them playoffs, or just about, Cowboys, Diabolos and Inter. But like I said, there was a shock sacking. I couldn't believe he sacked Carlo Ancelotti. Why? He wasn't doing that bad. They didn't want to be at the top though, don't they? He's set the bar here and he's dropped a bit and they've gone, nah. This is after he's won the Boot Subscriber League, the Boot Subscriber League, a Champions League and the Subscriber Cup. 4 trophies, and they've got Luis Enrique in, which, you know, he's one of the best managers in the game. That's why I stuck him over at the little academy club. And here we are with their new boy. So the Vikings. Crazy. I think that's crazy. And now that the youth teams are growing and they've got loads of players down there now, I thought we'd have a look at the under-21s, see how that's working out. And the Pirates have won summit. At least our kids can do it. The under-21s won the title last year, the year before. Here we are with the table, and the Pirates sneaked in on goal difference with -1, better than Inter's -3. Christ. I mean, one move either way, they could have gone up to 3rd, the Pirates, or dropped all the way to 7th. It's very close and tough to do. But Dynamo top the league, Owls, Vikings, all good teams, and then lowly Pirates have snuck in. Who are me, RT? Eh? That's my best pirate impression. Them dynamos can walk that fecking plank, can't they? Eh? Buzzing with this. Look at that for a game. The chances, the shots. Couldn't get anyone on target, either team. Adinio and then Sir Matt Dalton getting the winner. And the Vikings are not. No, hence the Owls hats. I haven't got a hat for every team, but I've got a few. Check that out. That's a great game. Again, lots of chances. Can't get them on target. Lots of XG. Kano, early lead from the captain. There you go. The Melts and Welsh. 2 goals in 10 minutes. Like I said earlier, well, this dirty little dog finally have its day. Be honest, it was quality, absolutely quality. Now, I'm not the manager of the Pirates. I've got a little created character in that team, but obviously I'm gonna sway towards them. And just each year, like, you know, always getting in them playoffs, 2 cup finals. It was gonna happen because anyone can beat anyone. But I'll be honest with you, I watched the whole game, and I watched it in extended last night. Recorded it all so I could chop it down for you, because I can't watch goals unless you attend a game, like you can see there. So you can't go back. So I thought I'll watch it anyway. I want to, because it could be special. And it was brilliant, but it was also new. I felt like a fan. It was weird. It was so weird. Because of all the pressure I felt the team would be under, even though it's on a computer game, because they haven't won anything. I feel like the Owls were better. Obviously, I'm not showing you all the chances. The Owls were better, I think. But a bloody Sir Matt Dalton hat-trick. What a way to break the ice, eh? Winning the league championship. Eric Ten Hag, the amount of Eric Ten Hag comments out I've seen. Forget about that. It's a process, like he says for United. It's a process. Be patient. Good things will come. Right then, next up, we need to look at Europe. And the group stages, well, the Strikers topped the Conference League group, level on points with another team, but hopefully they can go on and do pretty well. Onto the Europa League, and the Owls top that group. Who else is in there? Look at the sub boys. I love that. They've become quite decent. The sub boys are in there. And then, of course, the Champions League got lots of our teams in. The Diabolos top that group by a point, followed by Dynamo, Inter in 3rd, Vikings in 5th, the Pirates going to 7th, which is brilliant. So they all bypass around. But now we have to move on to the Subscriber Cup and run through this. This is the quarterfinals. The Owls knocked out the Strikers. Dynamo knocked out Diabolos. The Pirates beat the Cowboys, and the Vikings on penalties, but to Borfes there, beat Inter. In the semis, though, the Vikings were knocked out and the Pirates were knocked out. So no repeat of last year's final. I like that, though. I like it being different. It's pretty cool. So it's going to be the Owls and the Dynamo in the Subscriber Cup. The Pirates lost 3rd place playoff. We got the league title. We're league champions. It don't matter. So the Vikings came 3rd, beating them 3-2. But the final is, of course, the Owls versus the Dynamo, and it's on the 27th of May. There's another final, a European final, on the 27th of May, and I'm pretty sure there's a European final today as well. It's the Europa League. The Owls, come on, let's rub the hat. We'll be facing Arsenal. Now I'm going to jump forward to the 27th, because there's 2 finals on that day. We've got the Subscriber Cup final and the Conference League final. And then we'll look back and see if the Owls could do it. Can they carry on this momentum, this domination of Europe? Well, yes, they did. On a rainy night Wednesday the 20th of May. Against what looks like still a very good Arsenal team. The Owls completely dominated. Goals from Faripas and Hinderman. Beating Arsenal 2-1. Winning the Europa League and guaranteeing themselves a spot in the Champions League, whatever, next season. Look at that. Well done, Dirk Diggler. Another trophy for you. And let's stick with that European theme before we head on over to find out who won the Boots Subscriber Cup. And the Strikers, again, doing the country proud, winning 2-0 against Leipzig. Looks like they deserved it. Duxbury and Mitchell Holton. Well done, Mitch. Buzzing for you. Had a cracking game as well. Little midfield dynamo. So yeah, the Strikers have won the Conference League. But who won the Cup? Are the Owls picking up another trophy? Yes, they are. I mean, whoever questions Eddie Howe, I mean, he's done all right this year. He has done all right, hasn't he? Beating Dynamo on penalties. Look at that. Deb Smith, legend. Doing pretty well. Carey, getting him back into it. Goes to penalties. He got missed on the bounce. Ouch. Were you one of them dudes that missed the penalty? As we know, the Champions League is the big one. It's the big one, isn't it? And the Cowboys final versus Dynamo last year was amazing. Peter tore it up. And Declan Bolton had that brief fight back towards the end. It's been won by the Dynamo, the Vikings and the Cowboys now. The last 3 years. And we're going to run through it as quickly as possible. So the round of 16, Dynamo knocked out the Cowboys, getting revenge on them twice this year. The Vikings beat Milan. The Pirates beat Atletico Madrid. And the Diabolos knocked out FC Bain. It shows you the quality of these teams, doesn't it? Into the quarterfinals, and the Dynamo beat the Vikings. Real Madrid beat Liverpool. The Pirates beat Monaco. And Diabolos beat Inter. So I'd say, do you know what, right? If I was the Pirates fan, manager, whatever, and I looked at that quarterfinal draw, you'd want Monaco. Real Madrid have knocked out the Dynamo. And somehow, playing defence this time, the Pirates knocked out the Diabolos. It went to penalties. Wow, check that out. Mr. Bus, park that bus. And Dave, Mulligan and Matteson missing for them. Said it, didn't I? Every dog has to have his day. It had to happen sometime. We had to have chances of glory at some point. Because anyone can beat anyone and all the teams are the same. It had to come. Not only have the Pirates won the league, they've got to the Champions League final. And we are going to watch this together. This is my last save point now. We're going to watch it together. I know it's not an all-subtopian final. And I mean, that would be great to see as many people in a little mini live com as possible. But because the Pirates, as a Pirates player, maybe as a Pirates fan, we are the coolest team. I don't care about the Vikings kits. We're the coolest team. It's big. This is massive. Can Erik ten Hag make many doubters eat their words, myself included? All right, he's won the league championship and now he's going up against the Kings of Europe in the Champions League final, which is also, if you've noticed, being played at Real Madrid Stadium. The chips are stacked against him. Why do I feel pressure? Not my team. I've just got a little character within it. We need a performance from Sir Matt himself here, don't we? So who's Erik ten Hag picked? He's got me in midfield again. Seriously. Although we've got Burmeister in goal. He wasn't in goal for the league final. I think he'd had a knock again. But we've got the big man in net. Hopefully that makes a difference. Look at that team though. Early free kick. Ruben Neves. He looks like he's off to Saudi Arabia in real life, I think. With a free kick. Oh, he's picked this back up. He's crossing it back in. Can they deal with it? Easy for Martin. All right, first bit of pressure. Dave to take the corner for the Pirates. Can they get themselves an early goal? Settle some nerves. Come on, boys. No. Real Madrid going to get us back on the attack. Martinelli, that's the Arsenal boy, innit? Got a couple of Arsenal boys. Got Saka as well, haven't they? But yeah, honestly, as always, I always take this opportunity to thank you guys who keep watching and supporting, and a lot of you enjoying it. It is a lot. It was tough to make, but it's a lot of fun. I like having lots of you involved, and because it's this whole fantasy element. Oh, yeah, it's really enjoyable, and obviously my FM24 version will be a bit tougher. Boudini, trying to get ahead on it. Number 13, I like that. I like how he's number 13. I didn't pick any squad numbers, but that's the number I wore. Weirdly, I've talked about this when I played basketball for school. Park the bus. Yeah, it's going to be harder to make, obviously, 88 potential extra players. Should be fun, shouldn't it? Now, Adino! Sounds like he should be playing for Real Madrid, but he's not. He's scoring goals for the Pirates. This is pretty cool if you're a Pirate man, eh? much better episode for us, like, innit? We've had it hard for 3 years. It's not like we've been really crap. We've been there or thereabouts. It had to come eventually. But, you know, if they win this, League and Champions League, yeah, man, that's nice, isn't it? To get in with everyone else for some trophies. At last. We'll see. Look at Boudini. When I was a kid, I might have told this story, but in '94, England didn't qualify for the World Cup, so we all picked teams, and my dad got me a Brazil shirt, and it's when they had Romario, Bebeto, players like that. So I was like a Brazil fan, really. The '94 World Cup, oof! And they used to always do this celebration. Do you remember it when they scored? And my second name, my family name's Graham. We're only kids, so we all like used to give ourselves nicknames when we played football on the pitch up there. And I was always Grahamo. I just had my name. I just stuck an O on the end, make me sound Brazilian. Here's Real Madrid. Can they get themselves back into it? 22 minutes to go. No. Whoa, they're at the bar. But yeah, I've kept a few things back. So I'm going to add a League Cup. I'm going to have that at the start of the season. I'm going to adjust some dates. So you'll have a League Cup, which I'm going to call the Evolving Mindset Cup. After the mental health charity, you probably see him on the ad boards when you play the game. And my mate Limo runs. And then we'll have the league and then the cup after it like we do here. League format stays the same. I love it. I think it's brilliant. Adds excitement. But I'm also going to add a Super Cup as well in the winter break. I think that'd be quite cool. But I don't know what to call that. I'm thinking I'm going to try and work out who the 3 most successful, highest average rating players were throughout all the teams in this series. And I might put a poll out there, give the 3 names for you guys to vote on who you think the best player was when you look at the stats. Oh, it's got a bit jittery, but here's Sir Matt Dalton. I'm thinking of naming the Super Cup after one of you. But yeah, my computer, if you've been watching all my content, I'm having a few issues with it. I think it needs some proper maintenance by a professional, so I've booked it in on Friday. I'm going to make another one of these on Friday and then go straight to the computer shop and have it run through. But look at this. Absolutely buzzing. Yep, there I am. Look at me. Carrying it over to the lads. Hey! Every dog has his day. So Mr. Bus and Dino, thank you very much, boys. Thank you very much. Finally, League Champions, European Champions. Great Ten Hag, you've done us proud, mate. You've done us proud, finally. Let's have a quick look. So they've now got 2, from nothing to 2. Gotta love that. The strikers, though, got 4. Look at that. Cup, Europa League, Super Cup, Conference League. The Vikings, of course, got a Champions League, 2 league titles and a Subscriber Cup. The Cowboys have got that one and only Champions League, but what a beautiful trophy to have in your cabinet. The Diabolos, they've got a league, a Europa League and a Super Cup. Dynamo, not bad, eh? World champs. I'm sure Paige will be like, oh yeah, you might be champions of Europe, Pirates, but we're champions of the world. But that's not bad, is it, eh? Check that out. Lovely jubbly. Inter, as bad as they can be. Still got a trophy and it's a nice one. The Owls have got 3 as well. Look at that. They're just missing that one. Oh, wouldn't it be cool if the Owls won the Champions League and got the full set? Let's hope that happens, eh? I'll touch wood for you. On to the awards, and Chris Stansfield, you won Player of the Season, playing for Inter. Craig Smart came 2nd, and James Rawdon, he's a ledge by the way, came 3rd. Goalkeeper was Williams Alex from Hong Kong. I know I've been asked by, I've got a player from Japan, there's a player from China, there's Lee Masters from Singapore, you're from Hong Kong. We're going to have a look at the Asian national team in a minute, or the Asian national competition, see if any of you have won anything. Defender of the season was Leslie Shergold. Joey Page 2nd and Lee Carey came 3rd. Midfielders, Chris Stansfield, Craig Smart and James Rawdon. Strikers, number 1 was Ryan Freeman. For the strikers, Kano 2nd and Mickey Welsh came 3rd. Forget player's player, it's always the same as player of the season, but this is the team of the season. The whole squad arranged by average rating. Freeman at top with Stansfield and White on the wings. Mulligan, Martindale and G-Star, the G-Dog, in midfield with Shergold, Lee, Levy, Crow and Williams Alex. But there you go. Did you make that list? Congratulations. On to the team overview, and I'm going to click through these quickly. Feel free to pause it. Most goals, most points per games, most shots, fewest shots against, most possession. Eddie Howe likes the ball. Best pass completion. Most dribbles made. Most tackles won. Most clean sheets. I'm sure Luke had a whinge that he was a backup goalkeeper for too long. But he's played this year. kept the most clean sheets. Did he come third in the goalkeeper as well? So there you go. You never know. Things can change. Fewest conceded. Onto the player overview. And I'm going to do the same. I forgot to do this last time. Maybe you can pause it and have a good look. But most goals, Mickey Welsh. Most assists, Mitchell Holton. He'll love that. I know he will. Ryan Freeman. Most shots. Most man of the matches, Mark Tommy. All the way from New Zealand. G'day, mate. Most key passes, David Weldon. Best pass completion is Gary Phillip. Most dribbles made is the famous Brazilian Claudinho. Most tackles won, Barry Hutchins. Check you out. Look at Luke Farrell again. Fewest conceded, Andrew Molley. So the Asian Cup, the Nations Cup, was actually played ages ago. I didn't even think about looking at it, really, to be honest. I was more concerned about Subtopia. Then I noticed, obviously, the Copa America and so on. But maybe we'll have a proper look at it when I can in detail, because it'll be going on next season. So I've made a note to look at it at the end of the next episode. Now, I've also got the North America Gold Cup, and that was played last year in 2025. And obviously, the final was USA versus Jamaica. Not forgot about you, Clarkey. You played up top. Unfortunately, got beat. Now, there's tons of Americans. Tons of you. Palacia, recognise you. There's a few of you there. Vanderlei as well. So, you know, quite a few of you probably won that. So, we're stacking things up. And that'll be quite cool, I think, at the end. If you download the save file, you'll be able to go on your player and you look at your biography and see all the medals you won and the awards you won. Shit! The bloody World Cup! It's the World Cup this summer. Wow. Right. It's in America and Canada and Mexico. England are obviously the champions. These are the groups. I'm guessing it's a new format. You've got Iraq, USA. Wales have made it. Ghana, Subtopia, Uzbekistan. Italy, Jamaica, Mali. Wow. Nigeria, Paraguay, Ukraine. Go on, Ukraine. Belgium, Colombia, Honduras. Mexico, Saudi Arabia, Switzerland. Germany, Iran, New Zealand. Canada, Congo, Holland. England, Morocco, Syria. Bloody hell, there's millions, isn't there? Japan, Panama, Scotland. Costa Rica, Portugal, Uruguay, Argentina, Austria, Egypt, South Korea, Spain, Zambia. Does it ever bloody end? Algeria, Brazil, Croatia. Australia, Ireland, Senegal. France, Ivory Coast, Peru. Holy schniz. Right, I'm going to jump forward to the end of this. Let's try and squeeze this in. And we'll just look at the quarters, semis-finals. See if any of us can win a World Cup. So let's try and cram it in. Now, my advice would be download the end of season save file to have a look at things in a bit more detail. We're going to start the third round because Subtopia were knocked out by Italy. The quarterfinals, we've got France, England, USA and Italy going through. But look at that. I'm not surprised. England are the world champions. Don't forget, they've got loads of players. A lot of them are you. They're going to be playing Italy in the final. And I know a lot of you are American. But the French beat you 1-0 in the third place playoff. But it's World Cup day. Can you many English out there go back to back, or can the Italians stop it? Let's find out. Ooh, I was not expecting that. I mean, Italy are good, but just because England are stacked. I mean, they got Rawdon on the left, G-Stein in the middle, loads of you at the back. A bit shocked, so fair play to Italy. And Brendan Rodgers has been sacked by Subtopia. Great save file for you here. Jump in after the World Cup. Take them over. Take them to the next World Cup. Do better. And quickly, we're going to run through this, looking at favourite personnel. There's been no changes with manager just yet. Starting with the champions. Eric Ten Hag's still there. He's still there. Luis Enrique, obviously, at the Vikings. I find that weird. He's still got his job somehow. The Diabolos. Dave Weldon, you're an icon now, mate. The Dynamo. Inter, Owls, Dirk Diggler's now a legend. Well done, Dirk. Back to the Pirates. So as always, thanks for watching. Again, if there's anything you want to see, let me know. I'll try and cram it in. Again, we're going to look at the other national competitions that happen in 2027 and see what happens in this crazy world of Subtopia, because everyone's winning everything here, there and everywhere, and I like it. I like seeing what's going to happen. The next one should be out on Friday, and there will be an episode 17, season 17 of The Impossible Dream with Scunthorpe coming out at the weekend, hopefully. Saturday, I've got quite a bit of time off. But as always, thanks for your view. That is the most important thing. Be feel kind and generous and do all the good stuff. And thank you as always, man. Stay happy, stay safe and booed. Bye-bye.